steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Today's date is Monday, the 22nd day of July, 2013. Monday, the 22nd day of July, 2013. Thanks so much for finding the time, for making your way to be with me here today and every day as we broadcast our message of health recovery through science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition boilerplate protocols to whomever wants to listen. And how are we doing this? Well, we're doing it through the agency of the Internet, and we're doing it through the agency of good old-fashioned radio. There are currently 3 radio stations carrying us, picking us up in the great state of Texas. Hats off to Texas once and for all. You guys are always ahead of the curve. And, you know, I don't know why, because it's so, goodness gracious, hot down there. I don't even know how you think, let alone be constantly ahead of the curve the way that you are. I just spent a weekend in Houston, Sugar Land, Texas, about 2 weeks ago, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, giving a lecture to a standing room only crowd of 150 plus in Sugar Land, Texas a couple of weeks ago. But man, oh man, I got to tell you, it wasn't as hot as Hades, but you could see Hades from Sugar Land. That's how hot it was. Goodness sakes. I don't know how you do it down there, but in any event, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Well, guess what? They are up to it again. They are up to it again. The Center for Disease Control, the American Medical Association, and guess what? Big Pharma are after your pocketbook again. Here's the reason why, and here's how that goes. Last month, the American Medical Association, the AMA, decided to label obesity as a disease. They decided to label obesity as a disease. And why is that? That's because when something is characterized as a disease, your insurance will pay for it, and any new drug that they roll out, the insurance companies are going to pay for. But when it's not a disease, it's not reimbursable as a medical expense. It's not reimbursable by your medical insurance. And also, this is why you're able to see testimonials for weight loss places like Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and every other weight loss program that there is in the world. They can actually have before and after testimonials about weight loss because obesity is not a disease. Once obesity is disease, all of those testimonials are going to go bye-bye. You will not be able to see anybody, any more Weight Watchers commercial, any more Jenny Craig commercials that have the before and after picture of, Jennifer Lopez or the latest star who's promoting the most fantastic weight loss program ever, because you cannot treat a disease with anything other than a drug. And if you claim to be treating a disease with anything other than a drug, the pharmaceutical industry, the Food and Drug Administration specifically, under the dictatorship of the pharmaceutical industry, is going to throw you in jail. We've talked about this before. We had Jonathan Emord on the radio a little while ago, and Jonathan Emord was telling us all of the listening audience, that if you were a water company and you had on your label, treats dehydration, the Food and Drug Administration would haul your rear end to court. They would confiscate all of your raw materials, they'd confiscate all of your product, and they'd fine you and throw you in jail, because that's making a health claim. You cannot make a label claim. You cannot say that your product treats a disease state unless it's a drug, unless it's been approved by the FDA with $60 million of double-blinded huff and puff research. Huff and puff, huff and puff. This is nonsense. This is what happens to an uninformed electorate, but honestly, it doesn't even matter, because the members of the Food and Drug Administration are not elected. They are appointed. And so you, the citizen of these great United States, has absolutely no say whatsoever in how medicine and the treatment thereof is divvied out here in the great United States of America. It is 100% controlled by the food industry and the pharmaceutical industry. And if you are not, really, really angry about all of this, you're just not paying attention. My audience pays attention, on the other hand. I have one of the best audiences in radio land. They're paying attention. You want me to prove it? I'm going to prove it right now. We're going to go to North Carolina and talk to O'Meara about whatever is on her mind. O'Meara, welcome aboard. You are live.
And thank you so much, Dr. Glidden. Dr. Glidden, I have a customer, and she's type 2 diabetes, but she's saying her energy level is real, real low. And I'm wanting to know, is there anything else I need to give her along with the healthy pack?
Yeah, she's taking the healthy blood sugar pack, right?
No, I'm introducing it to her. That's what I'm trying to introduce to her.
Okay, so this is an interesting thing to talk about because, interestingly enough, not to be redundant, the Department of Redundancy Department, the most common health complaint that Americans bring to their medical professional is, gee, doc, I don't have enough energy. Lack of energy is the most common health complaint that there is in the United States. And, from the medical doctor's point of view, this is a great mystery because to them, everything is in a separate little box, a separate little compartment. And so they have to develop and uncover and decide and figure out what the heck is causing the energy problem. And then they have to decide and figure out and contemplate and obfuscate about what the heck is going on with the blood sugar and what the heck is going on with the right knee and what the heck is going on with the left knee and what's going on with the gallbladder and what's going on with the right eyeball and so forth and so on. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't treat that problem. I'm the left eye doctor. You have to go to the right eye doctor for that. This is, reductionism on steroids, and this is what the medical doctors bring to the table. An old-fashioned, outdated, dangerous philosophy of healing referred to as allopathic reductionism. And the other side of the coin is what we do. It's holistic wisdom. It's holistic wisdom. One more time for the record books, holistic wisdom. And what I mean by this is that the energy and the blood sugar metabolism problem, and the sleep problem if there is one, and the digestive problem if there is one, and the skin problem if there is one, and the arthritic problem if there is one, are all arms of the same octopus. And remember, we don't treat diseases, we help people. We don't treat diseases, we help people. We give to people boilerplate, science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition protocols, the intention of which are to support and promote the body's ability to optimize its function, structure, and performance across the board. So, into the bargain here, your friend O'Meara is going to get a 2-for-1, because when we give a holistic medical protocol, it affects everything. And energy into the bargain should be, her energy problem should just vaporize as the nutrients gain a foothold in her body and as the blood sugar numbers start to normalize. So there are two important things to understand when we're helping people with medical nutrition. Number one, we have to give them the right healthy start pack, right? So, if it's an arthritic problem, they need the healthy bone and joint pack, not the healthy start pack. If it's a brain or a heart problem, they need the healthy brain and heart pack, not the healthy blood sugar pack, and so forth and so on. Number two, we have to do our very best to give them the appropriate dosage, right? So, if they're 200 pounds, they shouldn't get the 100-pound dose. They should get the 200-pound dose. Now, there is an exception to the rule here because this approach, this nutritional approach, isn't covered by insurance. It should be. If it was covered by insurance, we wouldn't have a health care crisis in the United States because nobody would be sick. But it's not covered by insurance, and because we've been listening to the banksters for, 100 years and Wall Street and letting those guys and girls get away with murder, get away with robbery, highway robbery, because we've gotten convinced by, 100 years of social engineering to believe that we really should be okay with the minimum wage and that we really should be okay with only making $25,000 a year, that we really should be okay with having $10,000 of credit card debt and having the automobile industry own our cars instead of us and having the banks own our houses instead of us, because we really should be okay with all of that. Nobody has any money to go around. Very few people have any extra payola to throw at nutritional supplements. So look, we got to do something. We got to start somewhere. What are we going to do? Walk away? No. So if they're 300 pounds and they can only afford the 200-pound dose, that's what they get. If they're 200 pounds and they can only afford the 100-pound dose, that's what they get. But in an optimal world, it's one healthy pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month and one bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, never to exceed more than 4 bottles of selenium, unless I tell you so. So the healthy blood sugar pack and selenium should be all that you need to do here, but with the nutritional stuff. But the final nail in this coffin, the final cherry on the top of this pie is the absorption issue. Because not only do we need to deliver the correct nutrients to the body, but we also need to optimize its absorption, right? I mean, you wouldn't pour gasoline into an automobile engine, into a tank that's got holes in it. You wouldn't pour orange juice into a glass container that had a crack in it, and so it was going to leak out. You wouldn't do that. Well, we're not going to pour the nutrients into a body that has leaks in it either. So in order to optimize the absorption, Omira, of the nutritional supplements of everybody, and I don't care who this is, they must eliminate the 10 bad foods, period. So you and me and the man in the moon and the woman in the sun and everybody else in the universe needs to eliminate the 10 bad foods. Well, I don't know about the universe. Let's just talk about carbon-based life forms here on Earth. We need to eliminate the 10 bad foods. So check it out. Give her one healthy blood sugar pack for 100 pounds of body weight per month, one bottle of selenium for 50 pounds of body weight. Clean the diet up and let the healing begin. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the luckiest day of your life. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. It's a full moon, and we're on fire here at Fire Your MD Now. 866-582-9933, folks. That's the number to call to talk to me live. 866-582-9933. If you're listening to the podcast after the live presentation, that number, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Give us a shout, why don't you? And tell us what's going on in your life, just like our good friend from across the pond, Gottfried from Germany, did. Hey, Gottfried, welcome back. You are live.
Hey, Doc.
What's going on, Gottfried? Give me some good news.
Okay. The good news is that we're preparing everything to send to the lab that will test the analysis. So as soon as that is done, we'll pass it on to you. But what is the corporate doing to help us here? Because the lab is going to be charged.
Well, yeah, see, we're going to have a conversation about this off air. So here's what I want you to do, Gottfried.
Okay.
Stick around over through the break, and when we're at a commercial break, I'll pot you up and I'll talk to you live behind the scenes, and we'll dial in a time when you and I can speak on the telephone and dial all of this information. There are some things that we're going to have to tweak in order to get you some assistance here, but we're going to have to do that off of the air. Does that sound like a plan?
Yep.
All right, buddy. So stick around during the next break, which is coming up in 4 minutes. We'll talk live and dial that right in. It's always a pleasure, Gottfried. By the way, what time is it in Germany?
I think it's about 10-something to 11.
In the evening?
Excuse me?
Yeah, p.m., right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, p.m. By the way, it's a gigantic full moon this evening. The moon is closer to the Earth than it has been in a long, long time. So go out and check it out if you don't have any cloud cover. That's good, Relay. I always tell you to keep looking up, don't I, ladies and gentlemen, across the internet land. So if it's dark where you're listening to now, go out and check out the moon. You're in for a treat. And if you can, if it's still light, then right around sunset, after the sun sets, I want you to go to a high location and look to the east. Because the full moon rises when the sun sets. The full moon rises at the same time that the sun sets. And when the moon rises, when it's close to the horizon, it looks spectacular. If you have a chance to watch moonrise tonight, you're going to love what you see. Check it out. Remember what Dr. G says. Keep looking up. Gottfried, hold on. We'll be right back with you. Going from Germany to Wisconsin. Why? Because we can. Going to talk to Sherry. Hey, Sherry, thanks so much for the phone call. You are live.
Hi. I have two people with constipation. One, she's only like 29 years old. She's 130 pounds. She went on ASAP. She only had 15 pounds to lose. She lost 12 pounds in 2 weeks. Anyhow, ever since then, she's been having problems with constipation. And the other one, he's 52 years old, about 190 pounds, has had problems with constipation. God save for the last 10 years, has been better since he's been on the Healthy Start Pack. He's tried, when he takes root beer belly, it actually feels like he has this great big ball, and he actually has pain. He has diverticulitis and high blood pressure.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? So here's what we do across the board, right? Whenever anybody has any digestive issues, we recommend that they eliminate the 10 bad foods. Whenever anybody doesn't have any digestive issues, we recommend that they eliminate the 10 bad foods. So everybody has to stop eating the 10 bad foods without exception. There are no exceptions to that rule. And often just by cleaning up the diet like that, it goes a long way towards making the digestive issues history. Now, one thing that anybody can do when they're up against a constipative event is add 1 apple a day, and increase their water consumption by 12 ounces. So however much water they're drinking right now, have them add 12 ounces of water a day and have them eat 1 apple a day, 1 apple a day. The only time that this screws things up is if the person's diabetic. So if you have a diabetic person and they're dealing with constipation, you can have them eat celery or carrots every day, because we need some type of vegetable fiber, some type of fruit fiber in there to get things moving along. The only other thing that they can do is dilute the Beyond Tangy Tangerine more. So if they're putting 1 scoop in 8 ounces of water, have them put 1 scoop in 12 ounces of water, or 1 scoop in 16 ounces of water. And also, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which is part of the Healthy Start Pack, I don't want anybody to drink their dose faster than 30 minutes. So 1 scoop and 12 ounces of water of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Take at least a half an hour to drink it down, and life should be good. Stick around, folks. We're taking your calls when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here with another live edition. Today is Monday, July 22nd, 2013. Monday, July 22nd, 2013. Thanks so much for finding your way here. Hoping that the information that you hear makes a difference in your life, but you know you have to take action, you have to do stuff, right? You can't just listen to me and not do anything. So if money's an obstacle, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Eliminate the 10 bad foods and buy 1 bottle of the plant-derived minerals. 1 bottle of the plant-derived minerals will make a significant difference in your nutritive health. It's $19 a month. Well, you know, with shipping, what's that, like 24 bucks? I think you can probably afford $24 to make a difference in your life. And I'm not talking about a small difference. I'm talking about a noticeable, measurable, like aha moment. Wow, son of a gun, Glidden was right. I really do feel better. So if money is an obstacle, get 1 bottle of the plant-derived minerals and join us at the $10 level. Become a Longevity member at the $10 level and let Team Glidden, let the members of my Longevity team teach you for free, by the way. There's no charge. We teach you how to build a longevity business so that you can start to earn residual money. For goodness sake, we have a 7-year-old girl in Seattle who's making over $600 a month, and that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. What are we going to do next? We're going to go to Paul in North Carolina. No, we're not. We're still talking to Sherry in Wisconsin. Wait a minute. Hey, Sherry, I'm back. Are you still with me?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Okay, so what we need to do here, Sherry, is in order to optimize the digestive stuff, right, add a little bit of fiber into the diet, have them eliminate the 10 bad foods from their diet, and one other thing that you can do is the root beer belly. 1 package of root beer belly on the tongue, 1 package of root beer belly on the tongue every day for a couple of months. So that means you need to get 1 box of root beer belly every month, and that should round it out. But honestly, the biggest problem that people...
My husband takes that. His stomach actually bloats when he takes root beer belly. It actually feels like he gets a ball in it, and he actually gets pain when he takes
Okay,
the
so
root beer belly.
has your husband eliminated the 10 bad foods?
Most of them.
Okay, and how long has he eliminated the 10 bad foods?
A couple months.
And when he cheats, what does he cheat with, and how often does that happen?
Okay, when he cheats, what does he cheat with? Let me think.
I mean, is he a beer drinker? Is it beer that he cheats with? Is it pasta? Is it Wonder Bread? I mean, what do you think?
Beer.
Yeah. So, right, so this is a problem. So what I would give him, what I would do, is he taking the Beyond Tangy Tangerine right now?
Yes.
All right, I would switch that out. When he runs out of it, for your next order, get the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. It's called Peach Fusion, and it tastes better than the original, and it's easier on the digestive tract than the original. And if he dilutes that, and he can start diluting the stuff that he has now, 1 scoop per 12 ounces of water, and have him take at least a half an hour to drink that down every day. That should make a difference. And look, if the root beer belly is causing bloating, then he's going to have to switch. He's going to have to switch to the Nightly Essence or the Ultimate Flora FX. You take the root beer belly instead, so it doesn't go to waste. But you know, this is what we have to do, because certain people have certain reactions to certain nutritional supplements that other people don't. So the basic rule of thumb here is if you have any type of a negative reaction whatsoever to any nutritional supplement whatsoever, you should probably stop taking that nutritional supplement and do something else instead. So the workaround here would be the Nightly Essence or the Ultimate Flora FX for your husband. And when it's time for the next order, I would switch it out from the regular Beyond Tangy Tangerine to the new and improved Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
All right, Sherry, you're the greatest.
You
go.
Too.
All right, I appreciate everything that you do. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going from Wisconsin all the way to North Kakalaki. We're going all the way to North Carolina to talk to Paul. Hey, Paul, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hey, bud. Yes, sir. I rode in a truck for 5 years, and I had nerve damage. It's between my legs and prime area.
Yeah.
And I've went to a therapist, and I've done all the stretching I could do. She said, so I'm kind of at a dead end right now. I was wondering if y'all had anything for nerve damage.
Well, yeah, this was caused by sitting on your butt for too long driving the truck, right?
Yeah, riding the truck too long, bouncing up and down.
Yeah, man, I get it.
I thought it was on muscles, but
yeah.
Doctor ended up losing my nerves.
Well, yeah, so look, you know, medical doctors are only as smart as their educational system, and their educational system isn't that good. I've got news for you. So I'm glad that you found your way to this radio station, because we have solutions that your body can use to optimize its performance. Now, look, man, I don't have a crystal ball, Paul. So I have and there is a point of no return, right? There is a point beyond which, oh, man, nothing can fix that, you know, except a miracle from God, right? There is a point of no return. But I don't know what that is. You don't know what it is. Your MD certainly doesn't know what it is. So really, from our point of view, you've got nothing to lose here. And I would recommend you do something with us for 90 days, for 3 months, okay? So how tall are you, Paul, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 6 foot, and I weigh 234 pounds.
All right, 6 foot, 234 pounds. So you're about 45 pounds overweight, right?
Right.
Okay, good.
I drove the Y yesterday, so I'm trying to lose some of this stuff.
All right, so here's what we're going to do for you. Here's what I would recommend that you do every month for 90 days in order to get a leg up on this problem, right? And by the way, who told you about this radio show, Paul? I'm interested.
Yeah, I met a good friend who goes to my church. His name's William. And William Hardy. And he works for y'all, I think, and he told me about it, and he got on your show today.
Yeah, he's the guy that's in the wheelchair, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good guy, and he's gotten remarkable improvement. William's gotten remarkable improvement with us, so I want you to write down what I tell you to take, and then I want you to call William, and he'll tell you how to get it at the wholesale price, okay?
well, he's on the phone now.
All right, well, even better. Hey, William, you're the man. I appreciate everything that you do. So here's what we're going to do for your good buddy, Paul. Every month, it's going to be one healthy bone and joint pack, or 2 healthy bone and joint packs. 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month. 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month. And if it's in the budget, 4 bottles of selenium. 2 healthy bone and joint packs and 4 bottles of selenium. I want him to do that every day for 90 days. And, of course, eliminate the 10 bad foods. And if you can dial that in for him, that's going to be great. Now, you know, if that's outside the budget, then we do 1 healthy start pack, 1 healthy bone and joint pack, and 2 bottles of selenium a month, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. And also, Paul, you might find this interesting, but your nerves are made from cholesterol. Interesting. So one thing that you can do right away that's not going to cost you anything is to eat foods that are high in cholesterol. So eggs. Man, I want you to start eating 6 eggs a day, and I want you to use real butter with them, and salt. I want you to start using salt on your food. I want you to eat as many eggs as you can possibly get down the hatch a day. Eat food that's high in cholesterol. Hamburger cooked rare or medium rare. Steak cooked rare or medium rare. Chicken with the skin, just not fried. No more fried chicken. William will give you our list. We have 10 foods that I don't want you to even look at, let alone eat. So clean your diet up. Get William to hook you up with those supplements, and call me back in about 6 weeks. Call me back in about 6 weeks with an update on how you're doing, and I appreciate your trust. Now go out there and do your best to get your health back. From North Carolina to Michigan, man, we're bouncing all around the country, all around the world, actually, this afternoon. Going to talk to Jimmy from Michigan now. Hey, Jimmy, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. My wife has a friend of hers at work who bruises really, really easy, and she wanted me to call on her behalf.
Great. All right. Well, that's it. Now, look, the most common cause of easy bruising is prescription medications, Coumadin or warfarin. So do you know if she's on either of those meds, on any type of blood-thinning agent? Do you know that, or don't you know?
She's on one. I don't know which one. She told me she's on blood thinner.
Yeah, okay, so that's what's doing it. So she's taking too much blood thinner, and it's thinning her blood too much, so it's really hard for her blood to, it's really hard for her not to bleed, is what I'm trying to say. So the wind blows, you know, a leaf up against her skin, and her skin bruises, right? That's yes. Because her blood is too thin. Now, thank God again for Dr. Wallach, because one of Dr. Wallach's lawsuits against with the Food and Drug Administration was to secure something called a qualified health claim. And the qualified health claim, one of the qualified health claims that Dr. Wallach was able to secure, allows us to say that essential fatty acid supplementation virtually eliminates the risk of stroke. So if anybody has blood that's not clotting appropriately, it's not because they have blood, and it's not because they have a lack of a blood thinner. You know, they don't have a blood thinner deficiency. They don't have a rat poison deficiency, right? They have an essential fatty acid deficiency. So the recommendation here would be to support and promote the health of this woman's blood. And how are we going to do that? Well, the 90 essential nutrients plus extra EFAs. So my recipe to support and promote the structure and function of her body would be 1 healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, and 1 bottle of EFA plus, 1 extra bottle of EFA plus a month every month. Do that. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. And if anybody's taking a blood thinner, every couple of weeks or once a month, they're required by their healthcare provider to have a blood test to see that their blood isn't too thin. So as she starts this program, cleans up her diet, and takes the nutritional supplements, her blood should get thinner than it is now, and then she'll go back to the MD, and they'll look at the blood and say, holy smokes, we need to reduce the warfarin and the Coumadin, which they will, and then her blood will continue to get thinner because the nutritional supplements are working, and then the next time she goes back to the MD, they'll stop the blood-thinning agents completely because her blood will be fine. Now, once her blood level, once her blood numbers are good, once the numbers through her blood work are good for the health of her blood, and everything is good, and she's off of all prescription medications that are thinning her blood, I want her to advise her MD that now she has an eye problem, that she no longer has a blood problem, she has an eye problem. And the doctor will say, holy smokes, you have an eye problem, what is it? And, well, I want her to say, I can't see you anymore, you knucklehead, because you were managing my blood with rat poison, you son of a gun, and I fixed it with medical nutrition. You're fired. I want a new doctor. By the way, I've got a new doctor. You know what his name is? Wallach/Glidden. You're fired, you son of a gun. I'm going to use the money that I was given to you for medical insurance premiums to buy nutritional supplements instead, and I'm going to take my health back. Why? Because I can, and you suck at what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, 866-582-9933. That's the number to call, 866-582-9933. Lines are open. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, your steadfast advocate for health, reminding you that only you can prevent allopathic reductionism. Going now, I guess we really are worldwide all day today, going to talk to Tony from Sweden. Hello, Tony from Sweden. How are you? You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I had a question about my mother.
All right, Tony, but first of all, that was
years old.
Hold on, buddy, but that was a really bad Swedish accent, didn't you think? I mean, that was just really bad that I tried. Or wasn't that just real? That sounded more like an Austrian/German accent than a Swedish accent. I don't know. You don't sound like you have a Swedish accent yourself, Tony. Are you an expatriate?
Yeah, I'm an American living over here now.
How do you like it?
It's okay. It's one of the drawbacks here is the socialized medicine, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, in summertime, are you in the land of the midnight sun? Does the sun ever set in Sweden in the summer?
Up north it doesn't, but I'm in Stockholm, which I guess is north compared to where you guys are. But it's almost 11 o'clock at night. It's still a little light out.
Yeah, that's really crazy. Now, what time in the winter time does the sun set?
About 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
It comes up about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? All right, so much of this astronomical nonsense. Tony, how can I help? Why'd you call?
I had a question about my mother. She's 69 years old. She has a problem with thin skin, and whenever she bumps her leg or bumps her arm or something, if she gets a scratch, it just keeps bleeding all the time. She's on like 5 different medications.
Yeah, that's a calcium
a couple
deficiency.
for high blood pressure.
Yeah, that's a calcium deficiency. Okay, there's something in the body called a clotting cascade, and in order for your blood to clot appropriately, it needs certain raw materials, and one of the main players with blood clotting is calcium. Interestingly enough, one of the main players to have healthy blood pressure is calcium. One of the main players to have healthy stomach acid is calcium, right? So if your mom's got a blood pressure issue, and if she bleeds, and if it's hard for her to stop bleeding, then she has a calcium deficiency, plain and simple. So the best case scenario for her would be to take all 90 essential nutrients and a little extra calcium. Now, if she isn't down for all of that, then you can just start her on the liquid calcium, and then as she sees improvement in her life with the liquid calcium, you'll have a little foot in the door, and you'd be able to convince her then more readily and more easily to go all in for the full 90 essential nutrients, right? So what's her current body weight?
That's a good question. I just saw her a few weeks ago, but I would say probably at least 200.
Yeah, okay. So then you could start her with 2 bottles of OsteoFX Plus. 2 bottles of OsteoFX Plus. Give her 1 ounce in a little bit of orange juice twice a day. 1 ounce in a little bit of orange juice twice a day. Make sure she refrigerates it after it's open, and she should shake it up vigorously before each dose, because that stuff is thick like paint. You could also get the OsteoFX 2.0. It's called OsteoFX Plus 2.0. It's a powder, And I think that would probably be less expensive to ship to Sweden. Is your mom in Sweden or is she in the U.S.?
She's in the U.S. She's in Philadelphia.
Oh, all right. Then just have her do the OsteoFX Plus, the OsteoFX Plus. 2 bottles of the OsteoFX Plus. Have her do 1 ounce and a little bit of orange juice twice a day for a month. And inside of a 4-week period, she should see a noticeable, measurable improvement, not only in that, in the blood bleeding issue, but also in the blood pressure issue. She might also lose a couple of pounds into the bargain. And, you know, if money's not an obstacle, and if she listens to you and will do anything that, you know, her son from Sweden, Tony, says, then the real deal for her would be 2 healthy start packs and 4 bottles of selenium a month. 2 healthy start packs and 4 bottles of selenium a month. Whatever you can enroll her in, Tony, that's the way to do it. And to get the stuff at the wholesale, of course, 855-347-3696, unless you are already a member of Longevity Nation. If you are, God bless you and thank you so much. Is to get with the person who told you about this if you're not already a distributor, because they'll be able to dial in the wholesale price for you. Check it out, Tony, and give me a call back, will you? I appreciate you listening all the way from Sweden. That's how we roll, ladies and gentlemen, internationally. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. You know why. The second hour is coming up.